Hey guys, this is Atreides or Skip. I want to show you how to build coils and get the right amount of ohms every time. And it's really easy. You just find something that works for you. And this works for me. The Addies, they come with a screwdriver, or some of your tanks, they come with a screwdriver. And they're all the same. Little B screwdriver, some are blue handle, some are clear handle. And those are perfect for building coils. I use this 30 gauge Kenthal, and you do need to use 30 gauge Kenthal if you're going to use what I'm telling you to make your coils right. And most of your drippers now are dual coil, and what I found out is if let's see, you take your screwdriver. You put your finger on it, and you put the wire between your finger and the screwdriver, and then you're going to turn a wrap going over, and you're going to want to do it 5 times. Is going to be 5 ohms on a dual coil. Now when you go to quad coils, you're going to take that and divide that by 2. So if I do 5 on each coil, and you got a quad coil. Go away! Fucking cat! Go on! Go on! Get it! I'm not going to do nothing to it, I just want it to go. Get it! Go on! I know it's not abnormal thing. Okay. You want to do 5 wraps and divide that 5. You want to divide 5 by 2, which is going to be 0.25. So you're going to have 0.25 ohms for 5 wraps on a quad coil. And on a dual coil, you have 5 wraps. You're going to have 5 ohms. And this is a easy and quick way to do this method. And once you get your wraps on there, you're going to see that it's kind of loose. Just take the end of your screwdriver here and kind of push your coils up against the end there. And then when you put them on your Addy or whatever you're putting them on, when you put them on there, you want to put them all on there and heat it up. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do. Now, a lot of people don't do this, and I think it's a big mistake to not heat up your coils, because you want them to burn evenly. And if you don't heat up your coils, they're not going to burn evenly. So you got your coils in your build. Now this is a quad coil, 5 wraps per coil, and I'm running it at 0.25 on a mechanical kryptonite, and I think the sub ohms, when you get into sub ohms like 0.25, you're going to get a lot of vapor. And that's what you want to see. You want to see them glow at the same time. Now, if they're not glowing at the same time, one's glowing faster than the other, you need to take the one that's glowing faster and squeeze it together. And what you're going to do is you're going to heat them up and then squeeze them all together with don't do it with your fingers. Do it with a pair of tweezers or needle nose, something small you can get in there. Don't squeeze them to death. You just barely squeeze them, and you want them to kind of come together to look kind of like a solid coil. Now, wicking is another important part because a lot of people wick their stuff wrong. And what I mean by that is a lot of people have this big cotton ball in there, and you don't need all that cotton. Just take some regular cotton, some Japanese, whatever you call it, inorganic cotton, that's what it's called. And when you wick your coil, you would get kind of like an even piece of cotton. Kind of tear that down in two. Take this one piece of cotton here, kind of spread it out a little bit, make it all even looking. And then you're going to twist your cotton. From one end to the other end. And a lot of people complain about, there's some people that complain about oil in your fingers. If you wash your hands, you ain't got to worry about any oil in your fingers that's going to harm your vape or your vaping experience. So you don't have to be, that particular about it. Now, what's very important is getting your coils where your air holes are. So I have my coils here, and if you notice, they're pushed off to one side because that side has air holes. You want your coil right where your air hole is. Now, I'm going to go on one side of the coil and come out the other. Don't put your cotton around the coil and not put any in the inside of your coil because you're kind of defeating the purpose. Alright. Now, I did say this was a quad coil, and I've took two coils and I've pushed them together. The leads will, be pushed together like this, and then you get your two coils like that. They're going to be pushed together. And then I scooted them over to one side where the air hole is. And if you see that, that's how it's supposed to look when you start. And once you take this in, and I want you to cut off about, leave a quarter of an inch. Do the same on the other side. So that's how much cotton you're going to need on them coils. Okay, I'm going to push down on both sides, except this is an Omega tank, and the holes are off to the side. I wish they made the holes in the front instead of on the side, but that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to take this cotton right here and make it come over and in between the two posts. Okay, so I've put it in between the two leads, right here, and off to the side right here. Now we'll do the same with the other side. We'll take this piece of cotton, the other half, and twist it. Oh, my allergies are killing me. Okay, I'm going to put it in one side and pull it through like the other one. Got the access. Trim it down to 1/4 inch on each side. Trim down to 1/4 inch on each side. And then you will go up and over with one side. Put it in between the leads. And both sides are going to look kind of the same. Look at. And what that does is your air hole down here is not blocked. It's not blocked at all. And the air will go underneath the coil. And you want your air to go underneath the coil. That's how you're going to get a lot of vapor. Alright, now I want you to take another piece of cotton and tear off a little fluffy piece. Like that, real fluffy. You want to fluff it up. Very fluffy of the fluffiness. You want a lot of fluffy. See how you can almost see through that piece of cotton. I can see the screen through the piece of cotton. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to lay this on top like that. Alright. This fluffy piece of cotton is going to be tucked in between the leads again. So I tucked them in between the leads. Alright. Now the front of it is going to be tucked over to the side. Not in front of your air hole. On the side your air hole is not on. So my air hole is here. I'm tucking it in this side. Now what this real fluffy piece of cotton is going to do is cause a siphon effect. It's going to bring the liquid from the bottom and the sides and siphon it up top. See, I'm tucking it in this side right here. Here's where my air hole is. This is my coil. I want a little bit on top of the coil. And I'm tucking it into this side. Here's my other coil right here. It's on top of my coil. I've tucked it in the side. Oops, sorry about that. Tucked it in the side right here. Right here's my air hole. And here's my coil. I can put my screwdriver underneath the coil. And that's where my air is going to go. Right through there. And then you just take your tank. Well, first of all, you want to prime it. You're going to prime all that cotton. You're going to make all that cotton wet with liquid. And then you line up your air holes. This Omega has 3 air holes for a single coil. Now, if you got a quad coil and you only have 2 holes, you want both those coils pointed towards those 2 holes. And when you have it on there, you should have 2 air holes open, just like that. Now, when you're doing a vertical coil build, the way your coils are going to be setting is like this. They're going to be setting like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your cotton and you're going to loop it in a half of a U. And then you're going to put one side in and bring it down, the other side in and bring it down. You should have an arch on top with it going in the coil vertically. On the bottom, you want it to hang down 1/4 of an inch on the bottom of your reservoir. Cut off the ends. The same thing with the vertical coil build. You want to have that fluffy piece of cotton that goes in between your leads. And if you could see, let's see here, get a good shot. That it's hard to see, but this is a vertical coil, and it's going in one coil down and going over to the other coil down. And I've got an arch right here, over this lead. The same way with the other side. Now what I've done is I've taken a fluffy piece of cotton and I've put it on top and tucked it in between the leads. And you don't have a bunch of cotton at the bottom of your reservoir. If you look, I don't have any cotton in the bottom of my reservoir. It's only what's in them coils. And guys, let me do a little example. Do a little vape. This is a 0.25 ohm coil with the same method I showed you on the same little screwdriver I showed you. And this gives you a good thick vape. And I'm talking about you get the throat hit, you feel the nicotine. And before, guys, I put all this cotton in my tank. I done it the way a lot of people have showed me, with all this cotton in the bottom of my tank to hold my liquid. And then I done a little bit of research and found out the way to properly do it. And if you look, you'll see the vapors shoot out the sides where the coils are. And when it shoots out those sides, that's where you want the air holes at. And I'm talking about, you actually feel the nicotine like you're smoking a cigarette. And I've only got, I think this is this is 3 milligram nicotine. And I get a lot of vapor, dense vapor. I just put my liquid on top. You don't even have to take the top off. Just drip it on top. And it falls down to the reservoir. We got dense vapor. Alright, guys. I hope you like that. And give me a like and subscribe. See you guys.